Working from home had its undeniable perks: no endless commutes, no rigid schedules dictating my every move. But on that quiet afternoon, as I stared at a stubborn glitch in the code, a single phone call set everything in motion. My name is Alexander, 24, software specialist for a major tech firm. The job gave me freedom and a salary. Good. Enough to rent this cozy 2-bedroom house with a barbecue and gazebo out back. The call was from Dad. A drunk driver had crashed into the old tree and taken out part of their bedroom and kitchen. They were unharmed, but repairs would take 2 weeks. Could your mom stay with you for a little while? He asked. I said yes immediately. Mom Elena would arrive tomorrow around noon. I spent the evening tidying up. She's always loved everything spotless, so I changed sheets, wiped counters, and made the guest room welcoming. The house is simple: 2 bedrooms with 1 bathroom between them, a big kitchen dining area, and a comfortable living room. I'd turned the 2nd bedroom into an office with a sofa for nights when sleep wouldn't come. While I cleaned, memories drifted in. That huge tree I used to climb as a teen, the hours spent at the top just looking at the world below. For reasons I couldn't name, my thoughts kept circling back to Elena, 44, petite, warm brown eyes that still sparkle, freckles across her nose, a quiet strength that always made me feel safe. And lately, something more. Morning came. I finished work early, brewed coffee, and started breakfast. A soft knock sounded just as the eggs began to burn. There she stood on the porch, smiling that wide, familiar smile, eyes twinkling. She pulled me into a long hug. Hello, sweetheart. We both laughed when we smelled the smoke. Go put my suitcase in the room, she said, already heading for the stove. I'll save breakfast. I carried her bag to the guest room, then returned to find bacon sizzling. She moved around my kitchen like she belonged there. We ate together, talking and laughing about small things. When she reached up to put plates away and grumbled about the high shelves, I pulled out the little step stool with a grin. Looks like the house knew you were coming. Later, she took a long bath. When she came out, hair damp, she handed me her comb. Will you brush my hair like you used to? She asked softly. My heart gave an odd jump, but I nodded. She settled on the floor between my knees, leaning back against the couch while I gently worked the tangles free. The room felt quieter, warmer. I could feel her relax under every slow stroke of the brush. Evening brought pizza and a bottle of wine. A romantic movie played in the background. Out of nowhere she asked, "Am I staying here? It won't cause problems in your life, will it?" I told her my life was quiet these days. Maybe too quiet. Her eyes grew distant. I know what lonely feels like, she whispered. After a pause, she admitted Dad's health issues years ago had left them distant. In every way. The words hung between us, heavy and honest. We finished the wine, watched a comedy, and she finally said goodnight. I stayed on the couch a long time, heart racing with thoughts I shouldn't have. Just before sleep took me on the office sofa, I thought I heard a faint, rhythmic sound from her room. Then decided it was only imagination. But could we really keep pretending nothing had changed? Morning light found us both quiet. We drank coffee, careful with words, yet the air felt different, charged. Rain started outside, trapping us indoors. She mentioned her back was stiff from travel. I offered to rub her shoulders. She hesitated, then lay face down on the couch. My hands moved slowly, gently. Each sigh she let out tightened something inside my chest. Evening brought more wine. The space between us on the couch grew smaller. I haven't felt wanted in so long, she whispered, eyes shining. I brushed a strand of hair from her face. Our fingers lingered. The movie credits rolled unnoticed. When she stood to go to bed, she paused, looked back once, then disappeared down the hall. That night the faint sound came again from her room. I told myself to stay put. Next morning I walked into the kitchen and almost tripped over the step stool. There she was, reaching for the top shelf, jug of olive oil in one hand, sponge in the other. Mom, I started. She turned too fast. The jug slipped. Oil poured over both of us as she lost balance and fell straight into my arms. We landed in a heap on the floor, breathless, covered in slick warmth, hearts pounding against each other. For a moment neither of us moved. Then something unspoken passed between us: guilt, longing, need. We rose slowly, eyes locked, and the distance simply melted away in a rush of tender, overwhelming closeness that left us both trembling. Afterward, reality crashed in. Tears filled her eyes. She touched my cheek gently, whispered, "I'm sorry," and hurried to the bathroom. The shower ran a long time. I cleaned the floor in silence, every swipe of the rag echoing how everything had changed. Hours later she appeared, eyes red. We barely spoke. I gave her space. Evening brought tentative peace. She cooked dinner and called me to the table. Over the meal, she finally said, "I'm sorry I reacted that way. It wasn't completely your fault." Her voice shook. Some things just happen when two people are this close. That night we talked until the early hours about loneliness, about years of distance, about feelings neither of us had dared name. When she suddenly stood and said, "This is wrong," and fled to her room, I sat stunned, wondering if I had ruined everything. Sleep wouldn't come. I heard the shower again, then silence. Curiosity and worry pulled me to her door. Through the crack I saw only moonlight, and heard the softest sigh. Whatever storm was inside her, it matched the one in me. But morning would come, and we would have to face it together. Sunday breakfast was quiet, both of us dancing around what couldn't be unsaid. Rain still fell outside. She suggested another day of movies. We settled on the couch, closer than before. When she winced and touched her lower back, I offered another gentle rub. This time she didn't lie down, she stayed sitting, leaning into my hands, her breathing slow and deep. The room grew warmer. When she turned to look at me, tears glimmered again, but they were different tears. "I don't want to fight this anymore," she whispered. We let the feeling carry us, slow, careful, full of every unspoken year. It wasn't rushed or reckless. It was a quiet surrender to something we had both carried too long. Afterward we held each other, hearts calming together, the rain a soft curtain around us. The days that followed felt like a secret world. Mornings filled with shared coffee and shy smiles, evenings with quiet talks and lingering touches. Work suffered, but deadlines were met. Nights belonged to us, no more office sofa for me. Dad called midweek to check on repairs. Elena spoke calmly. "Everything's fine, darling. The house just needs a woman's touch more often. I may have to visit every few weeks to keep your son in line." She winked at me across the kitchen, and my pulse raced. The morning she left, we packed in gentle silence. At the taxi I loaded her suitcase. She hugged me longer than ever, then leaned close to my ear. "Next time, I'll bring a surprise," she murmured, a playful, promising smile on her lips before she climbed in and drove away. The house felt empty, but not for long. I already counted the days until her next cleaning visit. Some bonds are too strong to stay ordinary. Some feelings, once awakened, refuse to sleep again. And sometimes the heart knows the truth long before the mind is brave enough to speak it.